Shame is a huge driving force that keeps people from seeking care and keeps people stuck. They believe that something is wrong with them. And that's the perpetuating of the trauma, is that the shame that tells them it's your fault. You know, you're doing something wrong. And so one of the core principles of our program is helping clients see, hey, that makes sense. You know, when they're used to being treated with, hey, you know, just quit drinking, quit using, why don't you just get out of bed? Why are you so depressed, right? Just pull it together. When we see them and hear them and say, it makes complete sense that that is happening for you, and we approach it with compassion and curiosity, something already changes in them. You know, because they feel so seen. And we want to help them understand the function of those symptoms, so the symptoms become, they get educated. And they can really understand why their body's responding the way it is, why their mind is responding the way it is, that it is an adaptive response. Just because it's not working in the world doesn't mean it's not an attempt at a solution. You know, same, I mean, it's in IFS and parts work, a lot of their protective parts, we call them managers. People's managers, when there's been trauma, are there to say, okay, we're getting you out of this, go have a drink, go use, go be a workaholic, go people please. And in that way, that's a younger part of them that is stuck, that is saying, this is all we know how to do. So we're gonna engage these defense mechanisms and these coping systems because it's all we know how to do. And I often tell a client, like, how incredible that you are so resourceful that you learned to do that. And they usually break down because they feel so seen. And our goal isn't to take it away in a way that it's bad or that they're broken. That's why I don't use the word fix, because it implies that someone is broken and they're not. They're doing the best they can with what they have. So our goal is to say, okay, well, let's understand that. Let's build a relationship with those parts of you so that you're in the driver's seat. And so those parts can have a rest. They can step back and take a break. So our mission and our vision at Revolve is really to create something that is inclusive, diverse, and community conscious. And we've created a program that is truly trauma-focused and evidence-based. And we wanted to do that to really facilitate the most effective trauma and addiction recovery. And our other path that we offer is to help clients integrate back into the community and help them find belonging, purpose, second chances, meaning, and really find ways to transform their pain to purpose. We wanted to become a movement. I think that's a big part of our vision too, is we want to do things in a way that moves people and isn't just a sort of a clinical treatment. We want to break down barriers, we want to break down walls, and we want to help people if they have to get out of the room, literally the therapy room, we'll take them out of the room. If that means they go to the beach or they go on a hike or they go wherever they need to go, we want to think outside the box, and we want to connect them in their communities so they take it that next step further. We want them to take that next step back into their communities so they can actualize their healing in real time. And so we're just not providing a really effective treatment and saying, okay, well, good luck. We're saying, hey, you've done this incredible work and you're finding your place of belonging again. You know, and the healing is so relational in that way. And I recognize, I think that was a big part of Revolve Recovery wanted to shift individualistic kind of thinking in a vacuum to this contextual, relational, community-based movement where people's healing is taken to the next level. What's interesting is that some people will say, you know, I don't want to go back into the past because the past is the past. There's this sort of, and it's weak. It's not, you know, I'm not strong if I go back and I focus on these things that happened to me when I was little and now I'm 50 or now, you know, 40, whatever it may be. And I'll often remind them and say, well, you know, that 15-year-old part of you or that 4-year-old part of you is right here in this room. So is it past? You know, and when they realize, wait, these patterns of behaving that once upon a time served a purpose for understandable reason, they're here with me and they're affecting my life today. So it's important that I look at where that came from and how to understand it so I can change it. But a big part of what's also important is accepting people exactly where they're at. Not when they're over here or when they're over there, accepting someone for who they are in this given moment at any point in time. And that will blow people's minds too, because they're like, well, no, I have to be better. You can't, I'm not good enough now. I'm not good enough here today. But they are, and they're not defined by what happened to them, but so often they do feel defined. And when they realize that they can have a response to that is different, it shifts things in ways they could never imagine. And that's a term we're going to use a lot at Revolve, which is response flexibility, the ability to respond to your experiences in ways that are different from how you had to respond when you were a child going through what you were going through. There's so many treatment centers, and a lot of them are doing great work, but we wanted to not just be a treatment center. We wanted to be more.